Pertwig, a tiny sprout turtle, sprouts a leaf from its back that photosynthesizes to power its growth. Grottle, a woodland guardian, shelters other Pokémon under its shell and the trees growing from its back. Torterra, the continent Pokémon, grows so large it becomes a living island, where ecosystems develop on its shell. Chimchar, a flame monkey, has fire burning in its belly and on its tail that grows stronger as it trains. Monferno, a martial arts ape, masters fighting by learning from battles, and its flames burn hotter when it's excited. Infernape, the flame warrior, masters both fire and martial arts and will never lose if its internal flame burns bright. Piplup, a proud penguin chick, is stubborn and confident despite its small size and will never obey weak trainers. Prinplup, a regal penguin, evolves with pride and leads its herd with dignity and sharp ice attacks. Empoleon, the Ice Emperor, rules frozen seas, and its steel-hard wings can slice through icebergs like swords. Starly, a keen-eyed watcher, guards its territory fiercely and can unleash sudden gusts with its small wings. Staravia, a swift flyer, hunts with incredible speed, and its cries echo through mountain valleys. Staraptor, the Sky King, dominates flight at extreme speeds and will fearlessly dive-bomb anything in its territory. Dedue, a wood-toothed beaver, constantly gnaws on trees, and its teeth never stop growing throughout life. Liberel, an engineer beaver, can chew through massive boulders and builds intricate dams with mathematical precision. Beazle, a playful swimmer, uses the flotation sacs on its neck to stay afloat and hunts underwater with incredible agility. Floatzel, a river rider, surfs fierce rapids using its tail as rudder and can swim faster than speedboats. Cranidos, a dome dinosaur, has a skull so hard nothing can break it and charges headfirst at opponents. Rampardos, the dome charger, has a skull harder than any rock and can shatter mountains by charging headfirst repeatedly. Shieldon, a shield dinosaur, has a steel-hard face shield protecting vital organs and was herbivorous in ancient times. Bastionish, an armored fortress, covers itself in thick steel plating and is nearly impossible to penetrate with any attack. Hermie, a caseworm, covers itself with sticks, sand, or leaves to create protective armor suited to its environment. Wormadam, a cloaked moth, covers itself in natural materials and never moves from the same location after evolution. Autumn, a pollen moth, is always restless and travels continuously seeking new flowers to pollinate. Ombi, a bee triple, comprises 3 bodies that share one mind and cannot survive if separated from their swarm. Vespiquen, the queen bee, stores her entire colony inside her body, and they emerge to attack when threatened. Cherubi, a cherry bud, photosynthesizes by hanging from trees and stores nutrients in its body to eventually evolve. Cherum, a flower bloom, spreads its petals only in sunlight and closes them at night or under cloud cover. Shellos, a sea slug, changes color based on its habitat and releases a sticky fluid from its body. Gastrodon, the tide slug, expands to enormous size when feeding, and its body is slick enough to move across land quickly. Ambipom, a dual-tail monkey, uses both tails with equal skill and can perform acrobatic feats no other Pokémon can match. Boonery, a fluffy rabbit, is sensitive to cold and wraps its tail around itself for warmth while sleeping. Lopuni, the kung fu rabbit, uses powerful kicks and its flexibility to dodge attacks and moves with incredible grace. Glamio, a prissy cat, is vain about its appearance and refuses to eat unless food is presented elegantly. Perugly, the lazy princess cat, becomes fat from overeating and refuses to do anything except demand attention. Chatot, a song parrot, mimics other Pokémon sounds perfectly and its voice is so beautiful it can charm others instantly. Spirito, the ghost collective, is a single entity composed of 108 spirits that were forced together by ancient magic. Gible, a land shark, hunts by burrowing underground and resembles a primitive prehistoric dragon. The Bite, a cavern dragon, becomes territorial and aggressive as it grows, hoarding treasure in its cave like a true dragon. Garchomp, the champion dragon, is one of the most powerful Pokémon alive and flies faster than jet fighters while hunting. Munchlax, a hungry cub, eats non-stop and can consume an entire tree's fruit supply in one sitting. Riolu, a martial pup, trains constantly and can sense the flow of energy through all living beings. Lucario, the aura warrior, channels ancient fighting spirit energy that pulses through its body and can be fired as devastating attacks. Hippopotas, a sand hippo, coats itself in sand for sunscreen and stores water internally for desert survival. Hippodon, the sandstorm hippo, can create massive desert sandstorms by shaking and stores enough sand internally to bury mountains. Skorupi, a poison scorpion, lives in desert rocks, and its stinger drips venom potent enough to paralyze large creatures. Trapian, the armor scorpion, can pierce through steel with its pincers, and its venom is so strong it dissolves organic matter. Croagunk, a poison frog, can puff its cheeks to 3 times normal size and fires toxic poison when threatened. Toxicroak, the poison fighter, combines toxic abilities with martial arts mastery and punches with claws dripping lethal venom. Carvania, the river piranha, hunts in schools and can strip prey to skeleton in moments with coordinated feeding strikes. Sharpedo, the ocean missile, accelerates to over 75 miles per hour and can ram through steel ships. Pachirisu, the electric squirrel, stores electrical energy in cheeks and creates small lightning discharges when excited. Butsa, the water otter, uses flotation sacs to stay afloat and hunts small prey with remarkable speed and grace. Floatzel, the river rider, can surf fastest rapids, and its speed in water rivals jet skis and small boats. Klamos, the sea slug, moves slow but changes color based on environment and releases sticky protective fluids. Gastrodon, a type slug, expands to enormous size and moves quickly despite appearing slow, protecting shores from predators. Stinky, the stink skunk, releases stench so foul entire neighborhoods evacuate, and it attracts other stunky through scent. Skunktank, the armor skunk, has defensive spikes and sprays poison so potent it can dissolve rubber and metals instantly. Bronzor, the mirror artifact, floats without moving and was discovered in ancient tombs suggesting it's thousands of years old. Bronzong, the bell guardian, was worshipped in ancient temples, and its bells ring automatically at psychic-powered intervals. Onsley, a miniature tree, is actually a rock formation that resembles a bonsai and cries water to absorb moisture. Sudaudo, the fake tree, disguises itself so perfectly as wood that it's impossible to distinguish from real trees. Gibble, the land shark, burrows through sand hunting prey and resembles primitive prehistoric dragons from millions of years ago. Gabate, the cavern dragon, becomes increasingly territorial and aggressive and collects shiny objects to hoard in its cave. Garchomp, the champion dragon, is among the most powerful Pokémon and flies faster than jet aircraft while hunting at supersonic speed. Magnemite, the magnet Pokémon, levitates using magnetic forcers and can absorb electricity from power lines to sustain itself. Magneton, the magnet fusion, comprises 3 Magnemite that merged and produces even more powerful electromagnetic fields. Magnezone, the magnet zone, evolved in harsh electromagnetic fields and produces power strong enough to reverse Earth's magnetic poles. Rhyhorn, the horn rhino, charges in straight lines and cannot turn easily, making it crash through obstacles. Ride, the drill rhino, can charge through mountains with its horn, and its hide is so tough it can withstand lava. Rhyperior, the superior rhinon, fires projectiles from openings in its body, and its armor is harder than diamond. Foxapex, a sea star healer, secretes fluid that heals coral and can cure any poison or ailment in other creatures. Crayfish, the scrappy crayfish, adapts to any water environment and fights anything with aggressive pincer strikes. Crawdaunt, the brutal enforcer, marks its river territory with countless battle scars and never yields to rivals. Carnivine, the plant trap, secretes sweet-smelling nectar to attract prey, then snaps shut with jaws powered by muscular vines. Finian, the elegant fish, displays intricate fin patterns that reflect moonlight and confuse predators with light refraction. Lumion, the deep-sea fish, glows with bioluminescent patterns and uses light communication with its school in darkness. Mantike, the ocean infant, sticks to its mother's back for protection and learns hunting techniques through observation. Mantine, the ocean glider, lets Remoraid attach for food scraps, and together they hunt larger prey in the open ocean. Barboach, the whisker sensor, uses sensitive barbels to feel vibrations and detect prey while hidden in river mud. Whiskash, the catfish guardian, is so sensitive to vibrations it predicts earthquakes and violently thrashes to protect territory. Azuriel, the bouncing infant, uses its nutrient-rich tail as both a spring for bouncing and emergency food reserve. Mariel, the Aqua mouse, uses the bubble on its tail as flotation device and stores berries found underwater. Azumarill, the diving mouse, dives to extreme depths and uses its hearing to navigate and hunt in complete darkness. Whooper, the silly amphibian, appears oblivious to everything around it and produces toxic discharge from gills. Quagsire, the marsh creature, remains oblivious and goofy despite producing deadly neurotoxins from its entire body. Nosepass, the magnetic sentinel, uses its nose as compass and cannot turn without losing orientation. Probopass, the magnet compass, evolved when exposed to magnetic fields and now controls 3 mini-noses orbiting its central nose. Dusknoir, the ghost reaper, evolved and became more powerful, using its antenna to communicate with spirits from other dimensions. Froslass, the frozen fairy, is said to drag people into winter storms and uses its beauty to lure travelers to icy deaths. Ogikiss, the joy bringer, spreads happiness wherever it flies and only appears in peaceful areas with kind hearts. Yanmega, the sonic dragonfly, flies at speeds exceeding 70 miles per hour and its wings create ultrasonic vibrations. Leafian, the leaf evolution, evolved near ancient moss-covered rocks and spreads photosynthetic energy to rejuvenate nature. Glacia, the ice evolution, evolved in sub-zero mountain peaks and can drop surrounding temperature to absolute zero. Uxie, the knowledge guardian, emerged when the universe was born and grants knowledge to all living creatures. Esprate, the emotion fairy, spreads feelings and emotions across the world and is said to be responsible for all joy and sorrow. Azelf, the willpower source, grants all creatures the strength to fight and never gives up no matter the odds. Dialga, the Time Lord, controls the very flow of time itself, and its roar can reverse the passage of moments. Palkia, the Space Lord, controls all dimensions and can open rifts between worlds that swallow entire regions. Heatran, the Lava Titan, dwells in volcanic caverns and its metallic body can withstand temperatures exceeding volcano cores. Regigigas, the Titan of Titans, emerged from slumber to create continents and is said to move at speeds impossible to perceive. Giratina, the antimatter ghost, dwells in the Distortion World outside normal space and represents the antimatter opposite of all existence. Cresselia, the Moon Guardian, spreads peaceful dreams across the world, and her presence brings calm to restless souls. Phione, the Water Drifter, travels endless oceans following warm currents and is attracted to other Phiones through instinct. Manaphy, the Ocean's Heart, is a mythical prince of the sea and can swim across any ocean no matter the distance. Darklock, the Nightmare Spirit, inhabits people's dreams bringing terrifying visions and is attracted to nightmares and chaos. Shaman, the Flower Herald, causes blooms to bloom wherever it travels and is said to herald the arrival of spring. Arceus, the god Pokémon, is said to have created the entire universe and all Pokémon, possessing power beyond comprehension.